this tutorial, we're going to go over how to make a product recommendation pop-up in the Capture More Subscribers campaign. So when you first log into your account, you're going to go ahead and click on the site name, and then we're going to want to add this in the welcome pop-up placement. So I'm going to go ahead and click into that, and I'm just going to go ahead and check the settings to make sure they look how we want them to. So we have that it's a pop-up, we want it on a timer, a 10-second timer. We're going to expand this advanced display settings. We do want it to close on overlay click, and then I'm just going to leave all the other ones as is. So I'm going to hit next, and here's where we choose what pages we want it to show on. So we only want it to show, or we want it to show on all pages except for the cart page. So we're going to go ahead and show on all pages except anything that contains cart. And then for the frequency, we want it set to once per session. So I'm going to go ahead and click next, and from here we want to set our goal, so we want to choose a sale here, and I'm going to go ahead and update that. So from here you would want to go add a new template and then find the product recommendation dynamic template. Since it's already in here, I'm just going to be using this example, so I'm going to go in and edit this. And here's where we can edit everything in this pop-up. So we have the content over here, and I'm kind of going to go back and forth between design and content, but for this example, in the content, I'm going to choose an image that I want, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this one right here. And then for this product recommendation, we're going to be selling different types of apparel. So here in the headline, we're going to ask, what are you looking for today? And then we're only going to do a 10% off discount on this one, so we're going to change that to 10%. And then we're going to give them their options. So I'm just going to do two options for this example. So the first option is going to be apparel. And then the second option is going to be accessories. And then I don't want this description here, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. Awesome, so from here I'm going to kind of fix the design of it a little bit, just so it's kind of looking how I want it to. So I'm going to come over into here to the general settings. I want this border radius to be 0 pixels, so that way it makes the edges square, just so it matches the branding that I'm going for. So then from there I'm going to do the headline. So I'm going to come into headline, and then the font that we like to use is Poppin', so I'm going to go ahead and change that. Same with the subheadline. And then I also want these to be black, so I'm going to change those here and here. And then these are the survey buttons, so I'm going to come down to survey. Change those to pop-ins as well. I want them to be centered, and I actually want the button color to be kind of like the Ampry blue color, so I'm just going to guess on the blue. You will want to put in like your hex color or the RGB colors there, just so you can get it to match your brand exactly. I'm going to go ahead and move this border radius to 0 again, just because I don't want those rounded corners. And then I want the background color to be a little bit of a darker blue. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the same blue and then just adjust it to a little bit of a darker blue. Okay, awesome. So this is starting to look how I want it to. And so I'm going to go and look at the next step. So down here at the bottom, I'm going to click second step so we can see what I want to edit here. So from here, it says almost there, where should we send your discount? I like that text, so I'm just going to leave it. And then here it says reveal discount when you sign up for emails. And then right here is where we would put our terms in. So if you were collecting phone number, you would need to put your SMS terms in there. So we'll just leave that as terms text, but this is where you would put those terms in there. Our button wants to say 10% off because that's what we're doing here. And then I'm going to go make sure everything looks how I want it to. So the terms text is not the right font, so I'm going to go into terms, change it to the right font, and also make it, I'm going to actually make it a little bit of a gray color so it's not as standout as the black. And I don't like that this is on 2 lines, so I'm going to go and adjust this to be just a little bit smaller so it's on 1. Kind of want the headline a little bit bigger, so I'm going to add that, make that bigger. There we go. And then in the fields, you can also adjust the design of that. You can also add, if you want, other fields, so you can collect name, phone number, custom fields if you have like locations they need to put in or whatever, but we're just going to leave it with email for now. I do want it to be required. Then I'm going to come into the design section of it here, and again we want our same font, so I'm going to choose Poppins. And then I like the look of the bottom line. If you don't want that look, you can come down here and check off the bottom border. That just basically makes it a box. You can change if you want it dashed lines, maybe dotted, solid. But for this example, I am going to change it to the bottom border here. And then I also want to edit the button font so that it matches the rest of it. And then I also want that blue color again. So let's see. I'm just going to copy that same color from before here, and then I'm going to make the hover just a little bit darker like I did before. Okay. And then from there, this is where we get to choose what products we want to actually recommend to a user. So, for example, we'd come into this third step. So here it says your discount code is blank. So for this example, I'm just going to change it to welcome 10 because it is a 10% off code, but you'll change that to whatever it is that you're showing. And then here it says, here's our recommendation. And so here on the content side is where we're going to change what products we want to show. So for example, on our option 1 was this apparel. So I'm going to go into my button 1 and I just want it to say shop now. The first product is going to be long sleeve t-shirt. So then I'm going to go into my images, here my library, and then here I want my long sleeve t-shirt, so I'm going to open that, and there it is there. And then my second product, I also want it to say shop now. This one's going to be a short sleeve t-shirt. Let's see, let's make that match what I did before though. There we go. And then I'm going to upload the image here as well. Here's my short sleeve one. Okay, awesome. And the images are the same size, so these buttons are lining up, which is perfect for what we want. And then here in the button links, this is where you want to link them to your product page. So in the short sleeve one, I would link them to the short sleeve product page. In the long sleeve one, I would link them to the long sleeve product page. And then I also want to add 2 other products in here so that I can answer the question for the accessories section. So if I go into here, scroll back up to the top, this is where you see your 2 option names. So under apparel, we want product 1 and product 2 to be linked. That's these 2 t-shirts. But for option 2 with the accessories, we don't want it to show the short sleeve t-shirt product 2. We actually want it to show products 3 and 4. And so in this live preview, it's not going to show you what those look like, but you can view them in the actual preview link, and then you just go through the process of selecting the accessory option and then putting in a test email, and then it'll show you the other the accessories that we're going to put in. So for here, I'm going to come down. This is my third product one, so I'm going to just have the button say shop now, just like the other ones. And then this one is going to be a water bottle. That's the accessory we're going to have in here. So I'm going to come to my images, find my water bottle, add that in, and then again you'll want to change the link to be the water bottle product page. And then the fourth product, we want it to say shop now. Again, put the link to the product in there. This product is going to be a beanie. And then here we're going to select our beanie image. And that one should be good to go. So you'll want to go test that in the live preview before you set it live, just to make sure that everything is lined up and how you want it to look. And yeah, so we can go make sure everything looks okay on mobile. Oh, see, I forgot to put in a mobile image here. So let's go back and add that in. So this image is pretty tall, and I want it to fit on the phone pretty good. So I'm going to change this pixel height and just kind of test around with it to see. So that's obviously a little bit too small. So we'll try bigger, bigger, and then I want it to focus on kind of her face. So I'm going to put the object position to this top. Still want it just a little bit bigger so you can see. So yeah, that looks good. And I like how the font looks on all of these, how the buttons look. I'm going to check the second step. So this headline looks pretty big on here. So I'm going to go into my headline settings and edit my mobile font size. So we're going to drop that pretty low, just so it's not quite as long. There we go. And then also the sub-headline, I don't want it on 2 lines like that. So I'm going to adjust that smaller. Just like that, and then make sure our third step looks okay as well. So there we go, everything looks good. And after that, you should be good to go.